Hello and welcome everyone here to CEVO GFINITY Pro League Season 9 European action continuing today. We've got Flipside Tactics versus Team Preparation, which is an interesting team name in my mind. But I'm Helium, and joining me today, we got a different guest. We've got Launders.
It's at Sore Launders. I'm about 30 followers off 10K. Really important to mention right
I'm
now.
also doing a knife giveaway, so if you'd like to just head over to my Twitter and follow it. Just kidding, that's our cameraman.
Helium, is it team preparation or team preparation H?
Yeah, I've been going with Preparation H. We'll see how it goes. You know, maybe Flipside will cause some pain down there for them.
We'll find out what the holes in their game are.
Yes, as the bans are coming out, so Overpass will be taken out, which is not really all that surprising. I mean, I know that Preparation was a team that had a Swedish name that was quite profane, so I shan't repeat it.
Hmm.
I'm not sure what maps they really played on that team, but I imagine it's somewhat similar to the 17 they have under Team Preparation, which means no Overpass, so it's not really surprising to see that that was the first map taken out.
I think preparation just want to avoid maps that they're gonna have to have a really good T side to play on. I think any map that is very CT sided is very flip side sided because they have no problem getting T rounds, and I think make a lot of teams are kind of upset when they have to play their rounds out really slowly, be very careful about using their nades. One thing Flipside is good at doing is like grinding out those Inferno T side rounds or rounds that require a lot of map control, a lot of coordination, and slow pace tactics. That's what Flipside excel at.
Yeah, and then Preparation, I mean, a newer team, I guess, in terms of being this five together, but certainly a lot of, venerable players on this team. You think that affects that as well, right? Like they don't maybe won't have as good of T sides themselves.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, they can try to do stuff quickly. I mean, I guess naturally, Flipside a little bit weaker on their own CT side, but I think what they'll be best at is like the early game on CT side, right? I think they've thought that through. So it's just going to require a good T side out of preparation. Maps like Overpass, where I don't know, it's CT sided, but I think a lot can be said for teams on T side in terms of their options.
Yeah.
So not surprised to see the ban there.
Yeah, we did actually see some T side overpass yesterday in the Ents game. Ents were playing. I swear, I have the brain of a goldfish. Who were Ents playing? Penta, yeah. And then we actually
Hmm.
had it again in our next series that day too, but it was a little more, made a little bit more sense that time. I think the CT's got a half 10-5. But now we're going into the picks here. We had Flipside Tactics take out Dust 2. Anyone that watches Flipside knows that's a map that they don't play. It's the only one that they don't play. And Preparation will go in for Cash. Not really too surprising. I mean, you got a couple Swedish people on this team. A lot of the Swedish stacks that we were casting some of them yesterday and even before that in CEVO main, seems like they all really like to go on to that map of Cash. And then I believe the other three players are Danish on this team, right? Pretty sure they are. I won't put you on the spot with their nationalities.
Yeah, so Cache is a map that can be CT sided. I think it depends on your team. It's a map that we talk about as a lot of being momentum based. And oh, there's a second pick. There's Train. I think that's gonna be really difficult for a preparation to have to deal with Flipside on Train. One of the better teams in the world on Train. And then Inferno, which I want to say once again favors Flipside. I mean, in this veto overall. Flipside are a team that they they lose to quite a few tier one teams a lot. They're also a team that has, I think, been at every single major. Was it the most recent stat? I think I heard
What was that for Flipside?
that they've been at every single major, or they've qualified for every single major.
Well, wait, oh yeah, they did qualify for this upcoming major, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
They were actually looking pretty good.
They were looking pretty good.
They didn't have the hardest schedule, I suppose, at that offline qualifier, but I mean, Tempo Storm had great online results going into that, failed somewhat miserably at the major qualifier, but then they had pretty good results going into IEM Tempo Storm, so I think it's fair to say they're still a strong team, and Flipside made them look like, it was their first day on the job.
Yeah, did you see Tempo versus Navi? I mean, they basically should have won that series. It
Yeah.
was extremely close. I mean, Tempo were just looking like a tier one European team on LAN. It was kind of unbelievable, actually.
Well,
But
it's
yeah,
because Fallen was at that LAN, so he was able to sit at all of their computers.
all of Fallen's computers.
Yeah. He just plays the game 5 times.
Yeah. Yeah. Flip side. Well, I think they had like a 16-3 on the third. Was it 2-0 on at the major qualifier versus Tempo, and had like a 16-3 map, I think, to finish it off.
Yeah, FlipSid just absolutely wrecked them, like 100%. So, Train, you already mentioned it a little bit, a map that FlipSide does like, and actually just teams of that region seem to like in general, maybe just
Hmm.
because, they played it a lot back in the day in 1.6. It's not their most played map, but I think you put it pretty well. It's going to be a map that will be very difficult for team preparation as a newer squad. And then is that Inferno that came up as our third map? That's going to be fantastic for FlipSide, and that's certainly a map that they can grab some T-sided rounds on. It's also a map that Preparation has been playing. Mirage, Inferno, and Cash are pretty much the 3 maps that they have been focusing on. So if we go the full distance, it could be pretty interesting. But if FlipSide are playing like they were at the major qualifier, I don't know if there's any hope for Preparation.
I'd have to agree.
And let's see, let me get into the server, see how many people we got. We can do some roster rundowns in a second, but I'm doing everything today. I gotta make sure the players are getting in. Gotta make sure we're in the server. Gotta switch all the scenes around. I gotta think of a bunch of BS to spout, so it looks like I know what I'm talking about.
Working too hard, Joey.
I know, working too hard. Need that vacay. All right, people are joining the server, so that'll be underway somewhat shortly. But let's see if we can't take a look at the rosters here a little bit. I know we will certainly have data for FlipSide, as they've played in multiple CEVO events. I'm a little unsure if we'll have anything for Preparation. But let's put up the roster. I don't want Dana on the roster. I'd much rather have Shara.
Hmm. It's funny, Shara. I think it was Blade saying that Shara was like nervous on LAN when they were playing qualifier, and we saw him playing well, and then one map not so great. But to hear that he was nervous is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I was
I feel like that's
actually.
something you wouldn't tell your team if you. I mean, they might have made that assumption on his behalf, but I feel like that's something you wouldn't tell your team when kind of playing your first LAN offline with them.
Yeah, first land too. And I wonder what it is, right? Like, I'll bring up gymnastics, I suppose. Because remember back in the Beijing Olympics, there was a lot of drama about some of the gymnasts being under the age of like 14 or whatever, and like
Yeah.
unable to feel pressure. So when, you kind of don't realize the stakes of things when you're younger, so you don't feel that pressure.
Hmm.
And to have your first land, Shara's 23 if the data that I've got is correct. So like, he's fairly old. He definitely can realize the pressure and implications, is an adult, like has to pay for his own things in life, and Flipside overall one of the older teams. So I don't know. It's kind of weird that he was nervous with, he's got people like Blade, World Edit, Markelov, Bondic, like they've all been around. I think that would maybe calm him a bit, but first land, still pretty nervous.
Yeah. Can understand. I mean, it might not have been his first LAN. I hope not. That'd be
Well,
kind of
in the international sense,
right in an international sense.
having
Still
traveled as
played well
well.
and they qualified. I mean, he's got a sticker, so
Worth.
worth.
Yo, I want a sticker so bad. Probably not as bad as Ryu wants a sticker, but I do still want one. And we don't actually have any data for Shara, so I think this will be his. Um, well, this will be his first appearance in a CEVO season. I know that we did have him in the last chance qualifiers,
Mm.
but I don't know, not able to pull that data. So it shan't be pulled. Preparation. We might have had. I know that we've had Crystal play before.
Yeah,
Actually, I think we've had all these people play before, so that works out. We're able to put some stats up for them too. World Edit though, I didn't even really touch on it. World Edit though, rocking all the gold stars, so obviously, right, big name, good op,
yeah.
someone to watch out for. And I think most people know about FlipSide, so I'm a little more interested in team preparation. Where I mean, I know Crystal's super old school. Cadian obviously a big name as well. Lome or Loam sounds familiar to me, but Wenton and Glace less familiar. But it looks like Wenton will be the player to look out for thus far.
Young Erickson.
Yes.
Born in the 86 ADR along with Cadian. And this team's got quite a few games played already. This obviously isn't together though.
No, it's probably not together. Ignore that, honestly.
Ignored.
I don't even know what it's gonna do, right? It's probably just taking I think Crystal has probably played the most games on CEVO of any of these players.
Mm-hmm.
Unless maybe one of them was in like a main team at some point and played a lot of games. So it's probably just taking whoever has the most games and putting that as the stat up top. But Crystal, old school.
And this is Swedish Crystal, not to be confused
Yeah.
with Penta Crystal.
This is old school 1.6 SK Gaming Crystal. Has traveled the world, killing people in Counter-Strike and making money.
Searching for gems.
But has not really found any success you
Yeah.
know, within the international scene in CSGO.
That's true. And hasn't been a slouch either, just for some reason. He's not like the fake Nico. He's definitely his own man and a very good player.
And then I think Cadian's probably the other biggest name on this team, right?
Yeah.
Having
Yeah, absolutely.
come back on the SK roster when it came back into CS:GO, not
Mhm.
having like really that much success there. Some decent results in some smaller tournaments. Their best result definitely had to be the Fragbite Masters Season 5, right?
Mhm.
They got third place. They lost to Fnatic 2-1, and that was kind of when the hype of SK was building.
Yeah, that's when everyone was kind of afraid to play them, but they
Yeah.
were kind of just underdog heroes.
But since then, that team has changed and then was looking good again, but obviously choked and crumbled really, really hard at the major offline qualifier recently. So,
Yeah, one of the favorites of the group, and then ended up not qualifying. I think that was a big deal for them. I mean, it would be a big deal for anyone. Remember, we talking to the Splice owner.
Marty.
Shoot, was it Marty? That's right. And he was saying, or I saw him right after they qualified, and I was like, "Pretty good day, huh?" He's like, "Yeah, it's a pretty good day when we all make 40K each, right?" So, not being able to qualify for the major just because of a couple maps could be a pretty big loss. We saw Config go on, I think it was MSL's Instagram, where he posted a picture of Config's mouse just destroyed on the hotel room floor.
Yeah, there was a lot of drama, both because also you keep confusing these two teams, Dignitas and SK. But they did have very similar storylines going into that, right? They were both like doing better, especially Dignitas, and then they both got to there, and then it just like really, really fell apart. And there were some words spoken on social media between those teammates, and also
Oh, I
some
could.
poor little mice that
All right,
were killed.
it was Dignitas with the mice, and then
It was
who was it from
Freeze.
SK?
Freeze
Freeze to
gave
say that
him
his team
the
were onliners.
my teammates are onliners. Yeah. Yo, you gotta be onliners to get to LAN, though. That's how it works now. You just gotta be both. I think that's a fair compromise.
Hmm.
I think we're ready to go pretty soon. Let me see. Do I need to do anything? Oh, yeah. Okay. So production gating. We don't have our camera. We don't have a cameraman today. So get ready to spam T-Tours in the chat. Let me message somebody. Eh. Yeah, we'll be ready to go. CEVO Davis, best admin EU. He'll get us set up. So what do you think here? What do you reckon the score line is in the best of three overall?
I want to throw it to the chat, but for me, it's feeling like a nice 2-0 for FlipSid.
I'd have to agree.
I think they see preparation as a stepping stone in this tournament. I think we'll be a threat, but I think it's like high upset potential if preparation or I guess just high upset potential. And if preparation win, it would be pretty surprising to me. But considering the vetoes and the random third map being Inferno, I'd say I have to give it the flip side. But even though preparation picked Cash, I think it more than likely be a 2-0.
Yeah,
You think
I'd have
2-1?
to say so. With Cash
Okay.
being the closer match, I think Train has the potential to
Yeah.
just be an absolute blowout in favor of Flipside.
Hmm.
All right, but we're going to get ready to go. Take a quick look at the brackets. Winner of this game, Flipside Tactics down there at the bottom. Flipside Tactics versus Team Preparation. We'll have to move on to play Ents, who beat Penta 2-0 yesterday, but we're going to move on over into Cash, and that's going to be our first map, getting into the pistol round relatively soon. It'll be Flipside to start on the CT side, and Team Preparation will be, what's the other side in this game called? The Terrorists?
The like the dusty
The Phoenix
brownish.
The Phoenix group, is that what it is?
The
All these
heavies.
weird CS comics. I don't know what's happening anymore.
Are you liking that operation, by the way?
Oh no, my game crashed, dude. No. Radio
You have an
cast
obs
this
there,
for us.
right?
Radio.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Looks like Blade's just peeking A main as we have 4 players walking through Squeaky. Lome throws a nade, and they actually bust out, but Bondic gets 2 kills, and then Crystal trades out, so now this Bondic on a highway, really hurt. 4v3 at this moment. Cadian has just 8 HP and is on a big flank from A main. Is going to try to make a play here, flanking through middle, and there are a couple players on highway. If they are delayed long enough, you might be able to shoot someone in the back of the head, and as is going down, a lot of damage is dealt. 2 players down to 1 HP. Cadian's flank looks like it's going to be very successful. No, Bondic actually turns around and one-taps him, and now it's Lome who has to pick up the brunt of the work, is peeking out A main to try to get a couple of frags. Gets smoked out and blinded and then taken down, and it looks like the retake is going to be successful. Crystal finds a headshot, but Shara trains him out, and because they have 2 kits, they've got the defuse on A. With them, they save a couple of flashes, their USP, body armor. A really successful round from Flipside. I like the idea from preparation, setting Cadian on that big flank, considering they're really low HP, and trying to make a play. Even though the bomb wasn't planted for him, he was in a good spot to try to get a kill, but couldn't make it happen. I think felt a little bit rushed.
What was the setup there for Flipside? Did they do something special, or was it just a retake A?
No, they had Shara spotting A main all the way down, and then he was the only person on the site, and then Bonnick was highway. But he just got 2 like one-taps right away when they came out Squeaky.
All right, now we'll see Team Preparation prepping those smokes. They're going to do a set take here, as they will go for a pretty big force-up, right? They got that bomb down. We've got an AK that Crystal must have purchased and then dropped, and it'll be Blade and Bondic here in this A site. Man, Bondic sometimes can just come alive on Cash, be an absolute monster, and won't let anyone onto the A site. We see it occasionally, and maybe it could be one of those games. A bit early to tell, but keep in mind preparation. We're somewhat armed and dangerous there, right? They had umps, they had AKs, and they did have some utility, and they get completely shut down.
The flashes weren't really good enough for that A-take because there was no flash that landed deep enough to blind anyone at Fork, and then the flash on site I don't think did much to because of where Blade was on the site box. And Bondic is always a beast on A. I mean, we just see him be so good here.
Yeah.
It's important to get kills on A. Like, you can play retake on the site, but if your A guy is able to stay alive as well and get kills, then it's a whole different problem. And now preparation just on the full eco. Don't even have nades for this one, or just splitting up and I think trying to look for info, trying to scout for what they think the setup is going to be in response to their buy this round.
So Wenton was looking for some information over in B. Found, I think he saw one person on the site, took some damage, decided to back off. And now it's Lomek here. Oh, now that I read his name correctly, he suddenly is a lot more familiar. Lomek trying to hunt for some 1-digs, but doesn't find anything. Cadian and Wenton, however, are just going to burst into the A site. Just when we said that Bondic and Blade were so good at holding it, both of them go down. 2 people on the site, neither of you get a kill.
I mean, yeah, Bondic literally just got glocked, so all analysis is out the window. And now it's a 3v2. A hold. There's still a really good chance that they win this round.
Ace?
It's all on Cadian to try to get these kills. Can't get the first one on Shara. World edit with the 4K on the retake. Made a huge difference for Flipside. Spared them a couple of guns. But yeah, preparation got out A main, and Bondic just got the business. I mean, the peaks that he got when he was playing fence, he just had to use all of his M4 bullets and ended up taking a bullet to the face. So that hold could have gone a lot better. And that's the reason that a lot of people just play retake on A, especially if you have a lot of nades, is because like once that bomb goes down, you can there's so many places you can throw nades where you can hit 2 or 3 people at a time. You don't have to throw them in like a pocket where you might hit someone if they're playing there. It's usually people out in the open for the first like 10, 15 seconds. And uh, trying to just play off of that advantage means that you can keep people alive. But you have to let the bomb go down because it was a full eco. They wouldn't expect that a hold would be too difficult.
Yeah, World Edit nearly had an ace, and I think he ended the round on that on top of that last player that Shara ended up getting the kill on. So, team preparation going into the first rifle. We will... Oh, Cadian's actually going to be the opera hero. I was expecting Crystal to be doing it. Maybe a little bit of both. Could be a TE side, CT side thing.
He might have had the B spawn.
Yeah. Or maybe Crystal just feels like he's a better rifler, so he'll back off the op, let Cadian take control of that. As Shara and Markelov in B preparing for, well, what looks like a take. The bomb's not there. They're just making some noise, and it's going to be Shara to grab 2 from inside of Checker, and a great flash from Markelov will really, really slow down Cadian. He wanted to come in, try to make, well, I guess you can call it a trade, but it would have been 1 for 2. So it wasn't going to be great, and then he'll be shot in the back. Bondic had pushed up earlier in the round into middle, comes through the vents, kills Cadian. There's Lome, bringing down Blade, and it is 4 plays 2 right now. Preparation in a rough spot.
You know, Shar was in a position where he could have been traded, but I liked how he stayed in checker and tried to take the fight because they didn't actually have someone in vent at the moment, and I think it was really important that FlipSid try to hang on to that information as long as possible. So we saw a lot of confidence from him trying to stand there. Oh, actually, Crystal gets down Markelov in the site, and that's going to allow him to plant as well. He's going to go for the safe plant, even though Lome is in B main. I think, their goal is just to get the bomb down, but, actually missing that frag. Lome with 6 HP, goes down to Bondic as well. And I don't know if you saw him almost hit Markelov crossing to the site from CT, but if you got that kill, it might have been a different round. I mean, it's still good for them. They got the bomb down in a 4v2 in the site that they didn't come close to getting even a trade in the first attempt at taking it. But I think the hero that round was for FlipSid was Shara, who ended up getting 2 kills in checkers. It was a really nice play from him. It's super important on B site on cash to try to maintain checker control as long as possible because that's the only way that a terrorist can split it. So to not be afraid of that B main smoke, trust that your teammate in the site can flash for you, and that you can stick around, move back and forth, and try to open up the round.
Yeah, Markelov did have that flash. That's a big reason why Shark got out of there alive. And then, of course, Bondic killed Katie later for free. And speaking of Bondic, well, he was moving around a little bit, right? Started that last rifle round down in the middle and let Blade take the site solo. Now he'll be back over an A, open squeaky door, brings down Wenton just like that. Team preparation in for another rifle round, one that is low on utility. And you can see Shower and Markelov with the same setup once more, ready to throw in that little pop flash. But Shower will smoke and back off as the time approaches 1 minute left in the round.
No, FlipSid fine with playing basically 2 rotators of mid. Blade is going to be peeking off highway. And looking for a frag. Actually does a lot of damage to Crystal. But now I think they feel comfortable giving it up. It's 5v4. You lose mid control means you have to rely on your site holds a lot more. I think that leaves B a lot weaker, and here we do have the split coming up.
Yeah, okay, there actually are 2 players on the site, and that is going to be a great Molotov that's gone down into checker. That's slowing down Cadian. Flash is coming out as well. Both Shara and Markelov on the site. Cadian trying to work his way around. Another good flash going to bounce over, and they've bought so much time that the rotations have already been made. Shara gets 1, Markelov another, and Blade on that rotation is going to spray down 2 as they try to cross, and FlipSid losing only 1 member there, 5-0.
We see 2 people on the site that time instead of playing anyone in checker, and that's because number 1, they had man advantage, so they don't necessarily have to put someone in kind of a callless spot where they may or may not be traded out, and also they don't have mid control. If you don't have mid control on the vent side, then if terrorists come out mid, then they go vent, then they'll be able to kill you and checker no problem. So considering that they were forced on the site, that's what made the B split possible. But because FlipSid had 5v4, it made them a lot more comfortable, I think, giving up that advantage.
Oh, Crystal and Lome gonna go out the door real quick. They will find Bondic, who only finds 1 kill there. Maybe was a little bit surprised. So it's gonna be Blade, last one on the site, being pressured now from Forklift. Wenton giving him some peeks. Support coming at Carr, and now Markelov flashing his way, being safe to get through that Z connector as Wenton actually will goosh up a player there. That was Blade through the smoke. How unfortunate for Blade, but the retake is on, and it's preparation chance for their first round. Glaze with a sick one-tap onto Markelov over those toxic barrels. Oh, Lome peeks out quick, grabs one, trying to look for that second. Can't get it done. There's Wenton, and now it all falls onto Blade on 6 HP. Glaze on 31. Did manage to pick up an AK, but has no armor, so really the first bullet here wins, and it will be from Blade. A 3K for him, getting a couple of those kills on 6 HP, and that makes it 6-0.
I want to say that was like, you know, it was obviously preparations round up until that point, but the fact that Blade was able to kill those last 2 people taking 1v1s, it was such bad play from preparation. They could have double peeked him. If Wenton really wants to take that fight, or his teammate was on the same page as him because he was taking that fight for 4 to 5 seconds, he could have peeked the left side of that sight box with him and guaranteed that frag, considering Blade only had 6 HP. Instead, they gave Blade his only possible chance of winning, and even in that 1v1, kind of, if he didn't have if he had a spot where he could delay for time just a little bit longer, they would have won with the bomb exploding. So
yeah, it was close to fuse.
It was close to fuse, yeah. Now it was like an eco for a half buy, but still, that's around preparation should have 100%.
All right, Kadian camping out in a smoke there. Oh, he's on the bottom of the boost. That's why. Crystal's up top, trying to get something done. Oh, man. Bond, did he throw that flash himself? Or yeah, he did. Bondic just chucks that flash in there, opens the door, gets another kill on the Wenton. That's 2 rounds in a row now where Wenton has just died over its Squeaky. Well, not 2 in a row, but 2 rifle rounds in a row.
Yeah, that Squeaky guy is so important. He's just like a thorn in your side constantly throughout the rounds. Oh, Kadian gets that pick on quad. That's really nice. It seems like FlipSid have more holes at A, and on the rifle rounds, however, preparation go B quite often, so a little bit of a change of pace, but World Edit from the site gets 2 nice off frags. So nice you have to say it twice. Place looking to trade out, but cannot do it. A second 4K from World Edit in this half. Super beast mode from him. But the player that they send Squeaky every round, that's Wenton. If he goes there on all the rifle rounds, the great thing about Squeaky is that like, you have such a great piece of information when you're in Squeaky. You can hear all the footsteps on a site. You're really close. You can open up the door for a quick peek on highway. You're always a thorn in the side of the CTs, and as long as they can't kill you, it makes it really hard to tell whether or not the team that you're about to play is going to go A or not. And that's why people always send someone Squeaky. Oh, and the frags come out at mid.
Yeah, it's preparation trying to flash and push through that smoke. But FlipSid actually had some heavy defenses there. Maybe a bit of a read from FlipSid, expecting preparation to mix it up. They had 2 players aggressive. And now, well, we've actually seen Bondic move up and be a little bit aggressive before. So it's not the first time he's done it, but it works out well here. Kadian somehow over on highway. Bondic will jump spot him. Op shot is missed. And then as he's trying to retreat, hop out of that smoke, Bondic will shoot him in the back. And Glace blinded up, but still able to get over. That's such a weird plant to see, like right in front of quad. But I guess that's where the smoke was or something. So he plants, but he's taken down by Markelov.
That's a really interesting plant. I could see that'd be nice if you actually plant for quad and play quad, but even though it's not right for you. But on that round, the trades come out at mid. FlipSid just have a go for mid control themselves, and are happy to see people coming through a smoke versus them. And then Kadian comes out Squeaky, no scopes one player, and then ops another one, and then allows the plant. And once again, preparation have the opportunity from a man disadvantage to get a plant, and they've done that multiple times. But that happens all the time on cash. The issue for them right now is closing out rounds, and I guess also getting the opening pick, which is something they haven't been able to do.
Yeah, I actually kind of want to check that. I'll do so after this round. Is team preparation playing this one pretty slow? Still nothing on the board yet, and you kind of pointed out they might struggle on that T side. And they did pick a map cache that, fairly even most of the time, but still struggling extremely hard against the, very patient FlipSid Tactics CT side.
I think Cash is even like a little bit T-sided
Yeah.
most of the time. I think it's fun to play because it's not that hard to play CT, but a lot of advantages for terrorists.
All right, Blade here at the forklift. Glace has already gone down. Crystal will bring down Blade. And now we've got Bondic who's going to slide over to forklift. It goes unchecked. Shara actually brings down Lome, and that'll drop the bomb inside of the site. 2 on highway, and actually 2 pretty much have already moved into the A site on this retake of sorts for FlipSid, as the bomb's not even down yet, but they do have full control of it in A site. And it's up to Wenton and Cadian to try and do something about this. Markolov still thinking someone is unknown. So he's watching the flank, and Cadian and Wenton actually giving a double peek off that bomb wall over to Truck, but Markolov, too good. First kill is easy, but that second one, shooting the man out of the sky, pretty sick stuff.
No problem. The 1v2, they actually almost brought that back from the 2v3, made the play they needed to do, got two kills easily, and then Markolov just came in for the trade. And another round to FlipSid, 9-0 now, and preparation. Or scored that big 0, that big hole.
When do we bring out the jokes, Launders?
The jokes, they have to come.
Europe won't get it though, because they don't have the. I mean, I'm sure they have something for that,
Some
but they don't call it the
yeah.
same thing. Yeah. Which is probably why they went for this name and haven't changed it yet.
Oh, Russian to B.
And that is actually the first kill of this match that has gone Team Preparation's way. And, well, go figure, they find 2 more after it. The floodgates open, and it looks like they have found their first round. It's up to Blade and World Edit, 2 versus 5.
Yeah, they have almost no chance to win this round. I mean, Blade is very, very far away. And is so convinced that there's somebody mid. I mean, he's right, but can't actually seem to find him, and Cadian gets the better of him, lurking in that smoke. And that World Edit can just hang out. I mean, he can go save if he wants to. Every kill he gets here is a huge rebuy that Preparation can barely afford to make. So honestly, I think if he could have dropped his op, try to find a rifle, and then just look for kills, it'd be worth it, even if he were to die. In this case, we'll just be looking for exits.
He might find Cadian. Oh, never mind. Cadian went back into the A site. I thought if he peeked Truck and then World Edit's backing out of the Z connector, maybe they would have greeted each other. But not going to be the case. So Preparation put together their first round, but even on the T side, do have to be a little bit careful about losing a round here and just resetting their economy completely.
They kept 4 alive, but it's still been expensive. Yeah, I think what's important to mention in that round is just as you said, or just to reiterate that they got their first kill and their first round at the same time, and so their biggest issue and their biggest demon, I think, is being able to get the first kill, which has been super hard for them. Shara is going to set a test for them here in Checker. Gets a good flash on the face though, and has been pushed out. But see how he reaggresses? I think that's really nice. Now, as long as they're spotting mid, he can do this. And this would also make it really hard if they don't have a B split going on.
They also added the smoke that they threw further in, so he knew that it was still going to be pretty safe to go because Markolov had just thrown a flash. Now World Edit will be assisting with flashes on the other side. 1 into the site. Doesn't actually do much. World Edit, though, will spot Wenton behind that first missile crate. And Glaze taking his time here by the blue tarp. Shara still maintains that control of Checker. He's able to get Lome. Glaze is going to go in for that trade, but one of the vents, will he expect it? He doesn't. Did spot Blade before he killed him, and then there's Cadian around the backside, bringing down Blade. It's up to Bondic and World Edit, 2-on-2. Bomb has not even been planted yet, and actually still won't be. They're taking their time. Cadian wants to get back over to the site before they start to arm this bomb. Maybe he'll spot CT when Crystal starts to arm it, but you can see World Edit playing an angle, waiting for that peek from Checker.
And Cadian isn't actually wise to Bondic and Vent here. And actually goes down because of it. Now it's going to be 1v2 on site. Crystal with the AK and 28 HP. Yeah, peace. Gets killed.
Yeah, that's when you need the Preparation H. I think that no scope, that retake is worthy of the meme.
Yeah, and now Preparation are in such a bad spot. They did a great job of neutralizing Shara in Checker. Like he was alive, but they managed to get in the site, isolate Markolov, kill him for free, and cross to get the bomb down. And then Shara, because Shara was still alive in Checker, FlipSid still have the best retake spot. Like, you got to think about how great it is to have checker, even if your teammate dies in sight and they get the bomb down. Because first of all the best after plant spots are checker, B main, heaven if you can get there, spots off the site. And so Char was in checker. That means he can escort his teammates through the vent. That means he can see the site and have really good angles. So it was really nice of him to stay alive once again. He's been really good at B. But I like the thought of just skipping checker without mid control and then going right for the site from preparation as well.
So they are able to come out with another buy. Cadian will still have that op. Glace is the one who is the most poor here, as well as Lomi, who just has the Galil. And Wenton, happy to have not died yet in Squeaky Room, I think, because he was getting erased from this position to the map really early in a lot of the rounds where they tried to be A-focused, but he still is alive. He's getting that information that you talked about in an earlier round, although not much to grab. Only Bondic on the site, but the rotations are coming back over, and that's Bondic able to grab one before going down. World Edit at the truck. He's able to bring down Crystal. That keeps it a 3-on-3, as actually both A-site players did fall. World Edit's finding a gap in the smoke and exploiting it, bringing down Wenton with a 6-shot on the forklift. That's a shot you surely can't miss, and then through the forklift. Oh, and out of the other side with a P250. World Edit is just playing with these guys right now. And
wow.
Glace did not spot that guy.
Preparation are a little bit jumpy here. World Edit just had a really nice round moving around the site. Finding that third frag was really cool from him. I mean, he took a risk, obviously, but he saw that he did a lot of damage to Lome. Assumed his teammates or his teammate was worried about something else on the site. That was preparation. And then they shut down that A spot. But the reason they shut it down is because as soon as Bondic saw something, jump spotting in the A site, preparation executed. Like, they have had like no patience at all. They're just like, all right, we just got to go. Now that we've been spotted, let's just take A. With no kill or anything. So they had a little bit of information, jumped on it, and because they were coming out through the site, as you know, FlipSid had a lot of people in quick rotation spots. They were able to just stop anyone from crossing because they didn't have smokes down yet.
Yeah, or just didn't have them, right? Utility was lower, and if they had a smoke actually for truck, then I don't think World Edit would have got that first op frag, and maybe would have actually allowed preparation to potentially convert that as Blade. Nice, man. P250. What a gun. 4 kills for Blade. He needs to turn that A into a 4. Can commit to the lead speak. 8-1-4-D3 Blade.
True. Yeah, they're just sharing 4Ks on the A site right now. Everyone putting in a piece of work and making quick work of preparation. Who no one on the team has broke 10 kills yet. It doesn't matter at a 12-1 situation. You don't have anyone, you know, if you have someone who has 20 kills, definitely preparation have at least a few rounds. But that's not their biggest problem at this point. Ooh, this is a full, do we have smokes coming over? Yeah, this is a full 5-man A-take.
Alright, well, with most of it delayed mid, and Bondic, I thought for a second Blade was going to flash through, and they were just going to push into A main. And that would have sniffed it out completely. So right now you just have Wenton coming out of the doors. Blade is doing his work as, again, they put 3 people over middle. And now the late attack from A main, that was Katie, and that'll be shut down. Wenton, though, came out of Squeaky. Will find Bondic underneath that Shroud boost. And World Edit going to grab Wenton as he decides to go over the sight box. Wrong choice. 2-on-2 right now as preparation strat. Honestly, did look a little weird to throw all those smokes and then have such a heavy presence to go back to mid.
It was a Dignitas strat that we saw from the major quali. That worked really well. It ended up almost going really good. And this 2v2 has been played fantastically. Going through vent, completely circumventing their rotations.
So 2-on-2 now. World Edit again. We've seen him retake from CT plenty of times. So he'll still be dangerous with the op. This time, though, they're both from the same side. And World Edit's gone down. Lomi pushes through and finds him. They won't know that Char is up top. Now he's going to drop. He's got both players out of the site. Hits one. Had to get a little nervous there if you're a preparation fan that they were maybe going to get double sprayed down. But Glace will get the frag and find team preparation their second round.
That was just quite a sick rotate from preparation to seal up one of 2 rounds that they have in this half. They did a full 5, what appeared to be a full 5-man A-take because of all the smokes that cascaded over the site, but then ended up boosting 3 people up to go through highway, and so tried to get FlipSid to rotate out of mid or rotate out of a heavy mid situation, and then hit A with the smokes that they've thrown. And that's the benefit of the take they're trying to do, because you can go from mid just as quickly as you can go through A main and get up highway. But ultimately, I think what was really nice was that 2v2, that going back through vents, circumventing the guy who rotated, I think that was World Edit, to truck, and then Blade who pushed through B, avoiding them completely, getting the bomb down, and then double peeking the guy in CT. That was super nice. So really well played in that 2v2 from Preparation.
Yeah, and I kind of like you go for that mid control too, and then like we saw, it didn't quite work out at A, but you expect rotations not only to have pulled for mid, but if you've killed a couple of people, possibly have gone off of B, then you can just fly through vents and B is open. And we've got Cadian back here in checker. He'll bring down Blade, and everything is going terribly wrong here for FlipSid at the very end of the half. Well, maybe not everything, as Bondic almost picked up a kill through the garage door into checker. And it looks like Crystal's just going to go out and fight for it. So Preparation, like 2 of the rounds that they won, they kept 4 and 5 people alive. They just, only did that like twice.
Yeah. When they moved slowly, it seemed like FlipSid were able to get the kills, and when they moved quickly, they ended up losing retakes. They lost retakes multiple times. Some of the times they were kind of retakes that they were destined to lose, like eco retakes on A. And in the last couple of rounds, there's it appeared there was a little bit of hope for them. They obviously have some stuff going on. I mean, they got like a full A take or like an execute and stuff like that, and their B hit where they throw a smoke in B main and then to checker and then hit through right in the site while avoiding the second man there who plays checker solo. There's some stuff they did that was obviously thought out, planned, but ultimately FlipSid, who were way sicker on the retakes, had all the clutch rounds and got the opening pick most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, I got the scoreboard up right now here for our halftime. You can see that Cadian got 2 first kills. Crystal got 1. I'm willing to bet it's on the 3 rounds that they actually converted. Every other round, it was the defense, the CT side of FlipSid that got the first kill. And Bondic at A and sometimes pushed up middle was just insane. 6 first kills. Like, that's a lot.
That's a lot. More value in those first kills, it's important to note, than pretty much, I think, pistol kills and then first kills, like by far the most important kills in a pro match. So, because as soon as the team gets a first kill on T side, it makes it so much harder for the CTs to readjust. Whereas if the CTs get the first kill on their CT side, then they can stop playing so aggressively. Like we saw when FlipSid would get the first kill, they would stop playing checker. Sharo would stop having to be out by himself, taking a really aggressive fight that's maybe 50-50, and instead could just play very back and passive. Map control is so much more important when you have a 5v5 situation, and so the fact that FlipSid can make it 5v4 and be on their CT side, huge reason why they're able to win rounds.
Yeah, and then Blade with another 3. So that's basically all from middle and A. And I think, based on those, that's 9 rounds at least that were focused on mid and A. So you can see that Preparation had a bit more of an affinity for that side of the map. Although they got 2 of the rounds that they got were at B, right? I think the first round that they broke through on round 10 was when they were kind of low with like a Galil and a AK and a Tech 9, and they were able to storm on to B.
Yeah, where they kept 4 alive, right?
Yeah,
that was the first round they kept 4 alive on B.
Yeah, that was the first time they got an entry. Cadian hit the shot, and then 2 more to follow it up, so they immediately had a really big advantage. And then round 14, they kind of grind that one out with the cool strat with the full wall of smoke, all 5 onto A, and then going mid. And then round 15, they again, like, simply just hit their shots, right? Like, everyone survived.
Yeah. So ultimately, they only got 3 rounds. The 3 rounds that they did get were pretty cool. And now can look forward to CT side, but I don't think their CT side really starts until they win the pistol. Otherwise, it just gets too ugly. So,
yep.
The buys coming out. We have Cadian, who has a kit. 4 players with armor. So he's going to be carrying all the utility on his back. And I'd like to know where he's going to play. It looks like closer to A, as 3 people actually moving out to the site, and I think a couple going for the peak.
Yeah, they seem to be getting pretty aggressive towards A main. They will spot nothing, though. So let's see how they will make the adjustment. I don't think they're going to push through. Might, they'll put some forces back into middle. Meanwhile, looks like Shara will be the point man. He does spot one. That's Glace, and Glace is trying to get back into CT. There's actually not anyone on the site. And there's no one in checker, so B is completely given up right now, because remember, 3 people started the round in A for preparation, so FlipSid might be able to get this bomb down into a 5 versus 5, and it will be a retake. Cadian's got 1 flash and does have that kit. Everyone else with Kevlar.
Oh, Bond did take a peek on somebody rotating through mid, but I think World Edit's going to be a man to watch here in Hell. He's going to take a lot of fights. And actually goes down to Lome right away. Suddenly this retake looking very possible.
Yeah, 3 people coming through vents, although Shara and Blade might be shutting it down, because on the site, they're all coming away with headshots. Shara finds 3, and Bondik's still alive and fighting his way into checker to bring down the last player, Wenton, and it's looking good as Lome hits that shot coming out of vents, but then nothing else lands, and it's all FlipSid standing tall on the B-bomb site.
Crazy. Shara's nuts, huh? He's nuts. Once they were able to get in vent, I was like, okay, they have tracker control now. No one's stopping them from actually falling out, which is really the hard part of the retake. And then Shara just the insane sight hold on both players coming through CT. So what can you say? This guy's shooting.
Yeah, 14 and 7 right now, and okay, Bondik. This man will not stop getting the first kills. I think that's going to mark 7 for him, right? He's going to bring down Wenton. Surely, though, this is just an anti-eco, but he's still going out, finding the information. And 3 rifles, a deagle, and a submachine gun. So you'd expect Markelov to be the one moving out and trying to sniff out the CT defenses, but nah. It'll be Bondik and Shara. Actually, Shara not having a choice. He's getting pushed. Players trying to work their way out of B, but it's not possible. And there's World Edit with that dig.
Again, this is preparations map pick, so FlipSid being able to win this convincingly on this map, I think is a scary thought for them moving into map 2. And pretty much all inning last round. I don't think coming into this map expecting to win versus FlipSid, but at the same time, probably somewhat confident that they could have pulled the underdog upset out. But you get into the second half, you lose the pistol, you're almost certainly going to make that decision to buy. It's not terribly difficult to win a force up on CT side, but because you take that risk, you don't really have a good buy for the rest of the half.
Oh, I like this, though. A little flash and a big presence here at middle by the CTs, and they've done a lot of damage. It's still going to be somewhat difficult to convert this round. They've picked up some AKs, but they are lacking armor. And it is Shara who is still alive here with that AK. He's been so good this game. Shara and Markelov trying to get it done. And all right, there he goes. Went in with the Galil spray down. We'll take him out. So now on to Markelov.
Yeah, actually has the worst gun on the map right now. So the only thing he has going for him is his armor. I mean, this is honestly winnable. They have to find a headshot without getting tagged.
That could be tough. Also, the maybe not the best submachine gun, right? Only 25 bullets, so he's going to have to make these shots count. There's one headshot. He finds the next one. They're all kind of splitting up. And again, no armor, so the aim punch going to be a factor. We'll even pull out the P2K. Tries to move up and gets deleted with the P2K. And Markelov will win it. And ladies and gentlemen, Kevlar and helmets. They are important,
helmets.
But
yeah, I mean,
but team preparation obviously couldn't have afforded them. It just goes to show how big of a deal it can be.
Yeah, I mean you think if 3, it's crazy for Markelov to win that round. He could have very easily lost it. No one would have, no one would criticize him for it. The fact that he won it is pretty amazing. But yeah, the simple fact is, like, versus no armor, the ump will just eat you alive.
They did actually kind of all peek from 3 different angles too, right? If they all 3 just swung wide, I think there's almost no way he wins that.
Yeah, I think headshot guy, okay, they wanted to find where he is. And then when they had the opportunity to double peek, they should have just been a little bit more patient and found a better way to do it, because he did have 3 1v1s, but it was really nice for Markelov to split them up, realizing that that's what his goal was in that situation. And suddenly, oh, wow, preparation actually just melted them.
I feel so bad. On 2 of the 4 rounds for preparation, we've just glanced over it, not expecting it to happen. And then maybe that's the trick, commentator's curse, right? If we just continue to talk about like a strat that FlipSid did or just nothing, Preparation will just start pulling out rounds.
Oh wait, did they actually force up on that second round? Because they actually bought an op here, so maybe they didn't.
No, they didn't. That's why no one had armor.
No.
Oh, that was
that's
the third
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I thought there was a force on the second. My mistake, because they have an op, so I guess Acadian might have not forced if anything.
Yeah.
That was a super sick round from Preparation, apparently. And FlipSid don't have a lot of money, so the fact that they were in a 1v1 last round is counting against them here.
And that Tech 9 and MP250. Still a lot of utility, though. So FlipSid, they got tactics in their name. Somewhat known for their tactics as well. Can maybe just pull out a nice set, execute onto the A side. It may not even matter that Bondic and Blade have pistols, and perhaps the extra mobility from those weapons to just move out to the front lines might even help them. Markelov waiting for the flames to go away. His teammates are starting to work out. Actually haven't quite gone yet. Now they will. Glace, bit of an off angle and a sick first shot onto Bondic. So another first kill for Preparation. Smokes are still down. Molotov over. That'll push Glace forward. That's the decision he'll make. He will go down. Lome from Truck able to get one more, but we have a 3-on-3 right now, and should be a weapon down that Blade might be able to get, but he's going to plant the bomb first, and he's burning in that fire! He's going to go down, but so does the bomb. Man advantage on the retake, however, for Preparation. World Edit taken off the top of the forklift, and now Markelov. Again, 1v3.
Yeah,
this
now
time,
versus Armor. I think similar players in this situation.
Yeah, I think Wenton and Lome, it might actually be the same three, to be honest. Markelov here behind. Quad has been spotted now, and Crystal actually spots his backside, so Markelov goes down without a fight.
And yeah, Blade really wanted to get that bomb down. So once he pushed that first number, started burning alive, was like, screw it, man, I'm going in. And left his teammates in a 2v3 after plant, which is not that bad. It's really appealing to think I can get the bomb down and we'll have an after plant situation. Instead of having to delay, maybe the bomb doesn't explode if I don't put this bomb down right now. So I could see what the appeal is, but going down after having 100 HP, full armor, nades, stuff like that, maybe a risk you didn't really need to take. I'm not sure.
You watched that one video that explains that if you have 100 HP and fire lands on you while you're planting or defusing, you can still plant or defuse.
Then you get a piece of graffiti on the map.
Yeah, right. Well, that's only when you do it when the stakes are super high, so maybe there's a chance for them.
Amen. Lane coming up.
Crazy things have happened on B-side and Overpass.
Sure.
What was that Cloud9 match where everyone,
Oh my god.
everybody died in
Barbecue.
the fire? Oh, man.
We love our barbecues, America.
Yeah, we do.
I'm not even American.
Oh, Bondic!
Wow.
How did... I was just about to toggle X-ray because I'm like, can he actually not see him? Because it looked like he was just standing out in the open. Bondic was taking his time, right? Pretending he had the rate, just pulling that trigger.
And Bondic toggled it for you.
Nice shot, Bondic. Boost, question mark? Yeah, Glace was not looking at that, apparently, because Bondic was also, should have been quite visible. Either way, Preparation. Glace will go down, killless. Everyone else finds a frag, and Preparation starting to mount a bit of a comeback here, but so many match points for FlipSid. Seems almost impossible for Preparation to do this completely.
I think someone called Liquid Optic in this situation. I think Optic being Preparation. They're expecting to see it come back.
No, man, that's not going to happen again. Not an EU CS, Launders.
Never that. But yeah, I mean the rounds that Preparation did win look really good. I think there's something to be said about that. They want to retake so far. They want a really dominant round so far. These are all signs of a comeback.
Well, they will trade out here, and then Glaze going to be caught with a nade in hand as Blade will go in and push. So I think maybe a bit of a mistake there for Glaze to pull a nade and then kind of continue to push forward.
Yeah, potentially that. I mean, expecting no one to be there and trade, well, it's probably a bit of an oversight. Wenton is taking over his responsibilities at B, but that leaves the CTs very thinned out. Crystal is going to be here at mid. Trying to do some damage. His value right now with his teammate on highway is being an A rotator, and this makes A the harder site to take in this situation, especially versus the op. So Tech Preparation might have something good going on for them, or maybe not.
Oh, Cadian touching the foot there of Blade as he jumps at a very opportune time. Markelov still trying to work out a squeaky. He has also taken some damage through the smoke. You can see one CT player moving up at the forklift trying to make the play. I believe that is Cadian. And Cadian having some trouble. Bondik's going to spray him down. And flip side again, remember, match point. Bondik, another nice one. Brings down Crystal, and now it's up to Wenton. No armor at the truck. Blade will kill him.
Well played by Flipside. That was super close. That last round, I thought was a round that Preparation could have won. But something gave me a sign that they weren't going to win.
I can't imagine.
I just got a sign from the heavens.
How you would have known that
I don't
it was
know.
going to be the last round.
I reached enlightenment in that moment and realized.
You channeled your inner Shroud.
In that 3v3 situation.
Chat's freaking out, by the way, because they think you're Shroud, as always.
Yeah. Follow me on Twitter at Launders.
It's my new Twitter.
My new Twitter.
Reinventing myself. I informed them that you had that conversation at the. You briefly talked with Shroud about always being confused for one another when it's just voice?
Yeah.
Well, I guess
yeah.
you more so.
I think he gets a lot of tweets.
Like,
I
nice
think he's stealing my
casting,
followers.
Shroud. Yeah. Yo, he is. You like how many followers does Shroud
That's
have?
why he has. That's why he has so many followers, Joey.
Oh, yo, we figured it out. How many does he have?
I don't want to look.
I'm
Break
gonna
my
do it
heart.
for you. My computer, though, is streaming with like 400 Chrome tabs open. Is about to die right now. Please just work. This is the important. 132,000, dude. You're
my fault. Oh my god.
You
I'm
get
more
it
famous
at
than
least 10% of that, right?
I should. Yeah, I should send.
That's
Twitter
another.
message.
That's another 13K for you, dude. You really have 23,000 followers. How's it feel?
Thank you, man. Feels good.
You have 10 times more followers than I do. If we give you Shrouds, I'm a pleb. It's all right. I accept my position at the bottom, right? As map 2 train is coming up, so we talked about Cash maybe going to be the one that was a bit closer. Only able to pull off 6 rounds. Granted, none of them were pistols, right? So they did win a few rifles, but we certainly saw some moments that could have been played better from Preparation. And a couple of the closer late round post plant situations in that first half. So expect a little bit more from players of this caliber, but maybe they're just working on their chemistry as a team. And, well, Train maybe could be 16-6 depending on how the pistols go, but I expect it to be even more one-sided for Flipside moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gotta be one-sided. Not to kill the hype before it begins, but this can't be a good map for Preparation. I think of all the maps that you'd start practicing, as a team who hasn't played many games together, you wouldn't start on Train simply because
Should start on Nuke.
You want to have a map pool that begins with the maps that another team might pick versus you. Even though it's nice to have Train in your back pocket, it's kind of a map that you expand on. And so I don't know how many maps they have, obviously, or how ready they are to play some of the more common non-custom maps, but Train is something that you'd want to have later on. Like, you'd want to specialize in Train if you're, for example, a pro team like when Virtus Pro or a lot of the CIS region teams started taking on Train as soon as it came out and mastering it early. They're doing that because that was a great way for them to expand their map pool in a situation where they would have to play like best of 3s or best of 5 versus teams who have, Dust 2, Mirage, Cash, Inferno, Lockdown. So there's like a bit of there's an opportunity to gain some market share.
That's why everyone should just start playing Nuke right now, right? Because it gets into the pool, and then you're already an expert at it.
Matchmaking harder than DreamHack.
Yeah,
I heard.
Actually, it is. All right, well, we'll take a break. Map number 2, Train, coming up here. You're watching CEVO GFINITY Season 9 Pro League action from Europe. It's Flipside Tactics versus Team Preparation Train. After a quick break, stay tuned.